senses and abilities. From the original wheel to pulley and lever systems to stone and iron tools to the slide rule, we humans have long created objects to augment our capacities. And for good reason. Machines in general, and computing systems specifically, are much better at some cognitive functions than we are, including rote computation. The world's fastest supercomputer, as of this writing, can handle 33 quadrillion calculations in a second. To put that in perspective, when President Reagan proposed the Star Wars defense system in the late 1980s, the part of the system that was designed to float in space, watch for missiles coming from Russia, target them at 17,000 miles an hour, and destroy them was said to require a computer that could do 60 million calculations per second. Following complex rules and structures over and over without deviation or failure. The beauty of machines is that once you program them with a set of rules, they simply execute the tasks. An operating system like Microsoft's Windows XP contained 50 million lines of code, basically rules for how the system was to behave. Computers don't get distracted and they don't ask questions. And when the same sorts of problem arise again and again, the ability to apply a known solution that works, and to do so very quickly, is a huge benefit. Spotting patterns across huge amounts of data. Just as we can program machines to follow a set of rules, we can program them to find correlations and relationships across massive amounts of data. Imagine trying to spot a trend when confronted with billions or even trillions of pieces of information. Human memory storage taps out when the number gets to around 7. While we are good at visual and analog pattern matching, seeing much of the same color in a painting, for example, digital patterns escape us. Storing and retrieving information almost instantly and nearly without limit. Our brains hold an unquestionably large amount of data, and we do it in a very elegant way that allows us to see connections between things that machines often miss. However, we also suffer from a finite amount of storage. Even worse, the fidelity with which we recall information degrades, especially over time or when the information is rarely accessed. Machines, barring any mechanical failure, can store a nearly infinite amount of data, reproduce it perfectly billions of times, and retrieve it nearly instantly, no matter how infrequently it is accessed. And unlike a human, who might require 7 to 10 repetitions before he can memorize a fact and put it into long-term memory, a machine only needs to be told once. Communicating in an efficient, unambiguous way. Unlike human forms of communication, which have layers of complexity and ambiguity, some would say this is part of our charm, the symbolic languages used by systems have been constructed to represent precise formulations. My girlfriend may tell me she doesn't want to go out, but her words can mask her real wishes. That doesn't happen with a computer. To a computer, up is up, down is down, and false means false. Such a concrete language and the corresponding positive affirmations, which tells us the other systems to which a system has spoken have heard the message, means distributed intelligence can and does occur. Remaining ever vigilant and never requiring a break. This one is probably most obvious. With the right power and a way to get rid of the heat generated by the electrical circuitry, a computer never needs to be turned off. Compare that to your author, who desperately needs a break right about now. But this isn't to say that systems are ready to take over for us meat puppets. There are tasks and problems at which we are better, and will continue to be, potentially for decades or centuries to come, which is a positive sign for both our continued existence and for our advancement as a species. Even if we are able to imbue machines with the ability to think and feel in the nearish future, there are situations where the relatively slow, egocentric, and biased human brain is likely to reign supreme. For example, compared with machines, we excel at rationalizing our way through a problem we've never seen before. We humans have an ability to apply mental models and heuristics developed over millions of years of evolution to reason our way through a situation